So I'm just going to walk you through how I'm building this second generation or version 2 of my wind harp. So this one I'm using 3-inch water pipe, just got from Lowe's. I'm going to put 20 strings on this harp. Measured these are about 1 inch apart and they're spaced 9/16 apart from here to here. So I stagger them, and the reason thought process behind that is so I can have room in here to get in, because if they were all side by side there wouldn't be any room to adjust things. So how I'm putting this together, I believe these are 832. So I have this, a bolt and a washer, and then on the other side to cinch it up so when I tighten the string, so the pipe's in between these two washers, and that's what I've done here. So these are how the holes are spaced. So they're alternating. And I didn't measure out, 2 of them are a little close. There's a couple of these, I didn't measure out the spacing quite right. I don't remember which one, but there's 2 of these are a little closer together than the rest on the bottom, but I think it'll be fine. So I start this side. Can I get it started here? I'll leave a little bit of play here so that when I put the fishing line on here, I can adjust it, because each string is going to be a different weight. So on the inside, let's see, is this one? Got this washer, and then this. So I'm on the last 2. So again, these, I drilled these with 1/8 bit, and all these are 832, just enough to get it nice and snug, but not too hard to work with either. Like I've taken them out and put them back in, and they still hold quite well. And here's the one side all threaded. So I've left a little gap at the top, so when I wind the fishing line around this, then I can start wrapping it around here, which I'll show later. So on the other side will be a little different, since I won't need these loops. It'll just be more of just a bolt for the string to latch onto, because this will be the side closer to the ground where you can adjust the tension of the string. So this is how it would go into the pipe. So just this will hang out about this far, so I can get the wire on there, but still enough to have it grab onto something, and then just have this washer and that nut. Same idea all around, same hole pattern. So here's what the base is like. So 3-inch pipe will go into here. I wanted to create a sealed chamber the best I could, so this is just like a capper. It just has threads on it, but I couldn't really get anything that would fit airtight, so I just super glued this in. This will be the bottom, so I can still get the pipe all the way down as far as I can. So this is going to be this is a 10-foot pipe. So I'm doing 1 foot 8 inches. It's going to come out. I'll show you this next part after I cut a few pieces. I'll come out this way, so it'll kind of be like an H shape. And on the end of each of these, I glued this in to hopefully make it airtight. So that glued end will glue in on this side, and you kind of see that glued part in there. So that's what the base is going to be like. So in the end, it should have 5 points of contact, the center, and then 2 on that side and 2 on the other side. So here's the knot I'll be tying. It's called the fishing uni knot. So try my best to get this all in the frame here. So you have your end. So this top one's the end. And with this top one, okay, so this is the top one, it goes over. So you have this loop here. This is kind of tricky to show, but so you have over these two. So you're basically going through the hole in the loop you just created. So just loop it around. I do 4 times. I wasn't counting, but you pull, this is the end. So you just pull this. You don't have to get it tight. And then from there, you pull on the other end, not the loose end. Just kind of pull it down. Just keep pulling it. There we go. And just kind of magically just kind of cinches up on itself, and this is the loose end. So you want to pull on the other end and get it nice and tight. You can pull pretty hard, and then you can just cut off. So this is the loose end, just cut off, maybe leave like a 1/4 inch or so. So that's that side, and I'll take it to the other side. Here we are on the other side. So this side is just more to hold it. The other side is for adjusting. So this is going to be at the top of the harp. So pull it pretty hard. That way you can do less adjusting the other side. So it kind of help keep it in place while keeping a lot of tension on it. I wrap it around, say 3 times. And then from there, I don't really know what this knot's called, just kind of made it up. So I'm going under this string, just kind of do that 4 times. So that's the 4th, I believe. So grab the loose end, just kind of pull it up to where you have the bolt, and just keep pulling up, and this will cinch in. I like to keep my thumb underneath, just touching the bolt, just so it doesn't miss when it starts to tighten up. Just keep pulling with the loose end, pull, pull, pull. So now it's on there, just pull a little more, make sure it's nice and tight. And then I would just, again, leave about that much on there. And that's that side. So now I got all the strings on. So again, this is the bottom. So you can kind of see, let's see. So this is the heaviest. Just a little different. I don't remember the sizes. Just remember to kind of get like a visible difference between them in case I need to replace them. So there's that side. This is what the inside is like. Kind of chaotic. Organized chaos. And then this side I have the cap on. And these are evenly spaced as I could. There's none too close to each other. Spacing I don't really think matters with wind harps. It's just, I believe, just getting a lot of different string sizes to give it the best chance of making noise. So here are the final bridges I decided to use. So these are about 7/8 of an inch wide. Cut them all to close to 3 inches. It's a little off on some of the cuts. So I experimented with some of them, cutting just a small groove for the wire to go in, and I do like how it holds it a lot better. But even without it, the tension holds it down pretty well. So how I tighten them, so this one I just barely hit on because I had a few break because it fell over in a big windstorm. So this is the new one. And just kind of play with the tightness of the bolt or the nut on the other side, just enough so you can kind of loosen this with your fingers. Because what you want to do is this thread, you want to push it down so it will start to rotate. So start to rotate around, so you want some tension to hold it so it doesn't just snap back into place. And I've broken some just by using like vice grips. It's really easy to get too much torque on these fishing lines that don't have a lot of weight to them, so I just use like an Allen wrench just to give me a little bit, but not too much. I'm gonna take some of these off so I have some room to work here. So this one. So when I tighten it, I don't have the wooden pegs on either side of the bridge. Because they tend to kind of fall off. And since this isn't really straight like the water pipe, it kind of has an arch to it so the string touches it. So that's why also you need a bridge. So just kind of get it so it's fairly tight, and you can start to test it with the bridge. So let's borrow one of these extra ones. So just kind of pull it down to where you have full contact with that, and then we'll go to the top. So I have this one. Just gonna go back as far as you can. Come on. And kind of give it a little pluck. You can kind of hear it a little bit. This one, yeah. Just a little bit more, just so it has a little more of a snap to it. So this is the one we're working with. I'm gonna go a little more. Not sounding better. The really lighter weight. Again, just do about half a rotation at a time. Oops. And I don't tune to like a specific note, just enough to get a nice bassy tone out of it. That's probably good enough. Okay. So that is how you tune it. Here is the final result to kind of give you a scale. It's 10 feet tall with the pipe. It's probably 10 and a half with that little split at the bottom. So I changed things a little bit with the base to make it more stable. So at this point I glued it here because this was a pivot point. I glued it here, and the rest are just pushed in, so that way if you need to travel with it, at least this portion will be just one piece and the rest can come apart. And when it's sitting in the wind, this is the best, like the wind's going this way, this is the best angle. I've had it in some pretty fast wind and it stays upright like this. And this is not glued in here either, so you can actually take this out. And the other thought with this is if you wanted to mount this, say like pit pipes underneath and fill it with like concrete or something similar, rocks or whatever, that way you could bury this and not have any of the base and just have it like in your garden. And that was one I thought I had. Or you could actually do like a curve on this and you can mount it, say, horizontally if you wanted to, because the cap I have on top is not glued on either. It can come off at any point. And on these underneath here I also glued a little cap, just so there's not going to be little critters living in here, so it's sealed off pretty well as far as that goes. As far as these cross members, I'm not sure how much of a difference it really makes with stability. I'm sure if I maybe glued here to here, that would be more stable. And I'm open to any feedback on like the base. So again, this one is a 10-foot pipe. You could do the same thing with like a 6 or an 8-foot to make it more reasonable. Like if you want to take it camping, for example, and just have it hanging out, probably like a 6-footer would be great for that. If you do end up making one, I would love to see how yours turned out and any modifications you made to improve the design and what yours sounds like. Some things to experiment with would be different weight strings. And you could have it all be the same weight. You could have each string be a different weight itself. There's a lot to experiment with, and the fishing line is quite cheap. Like, I got enough fishing line by the foot to replace the strings about 3 or 4 times for $4. So just call around your fishing shops and find out which ones can sell by the foot, and just get the length of the pipe plus another, 3 feet, and you'll have some excess in case one breaks. I will show you what this sounds like, and it's always different every night because depending on the wind speed it changes the noise as well. It's quite a fascinating, I guess, just an instrument in a way. It's not something you can play with your hands, so you just let nature play it, and that's what I love about it.